your USP is that you're a girl, but you can also produce. And I was like, okay, why is that my USP? Like, why would that make, like, because a girl can use a laptop like crazy.
This episode is being supported by Audiomovers, whose Listen To plugin has been a game changer for us at Tape Notes. Get a month's free trial with the link in the description below. More from me in a bit. The other question we ask everybody is about advice and whether you've received advice along the way or whether through experience you've learned some lessons that you would pass on to other people, either about creativity or about how to create.
With this record, I think what I learned the most is to like kind of like what we were talking about earlier, is to like not be precious about stuff, and that if you try something it doesn't mean you have to keep it. I think before I would be so protective over these demos that I'd almost just be like, oh, I don't want to ruin them, we'll ruin the magic of it if we do this, and that just creates like a negative energy. If you're saying no, it's kind of like you have to just keep saying yes, even if you're hating what someone is doing, like, I don't know, like, or even you're hating what you're deciding to do, just going with something, even if you just go, no, I don't like that anymore. It kind of it's kind of like in improv when, you know, you have to be like, yes, and
yeah.
I think it's,
and also just, that might be an hour, it might be 2 hours, it might be a day.
Yeah.
And what, you've lost a day?
Yeah.
And then you're closer to knowing what you want.
Yeah. And I think also this record, I think I was just a lot more collaborative than I've ever felt. Like, I think I've probably been, being like, what 19 or something when I released, or 18 or something, and a girl, and people don't believe that you can do anything because they just assume there's like an old guy behind you like doing everything, and like that can be really frustrating. I think as a result I was like really defensive and wanted to be like, I'm writing everything, and then this sort of time I just was like, I actually just don't care. Like, why would I not collaborate writing wise and production wise with like George and Chloe, who are both amazing musicians, and Matty, and like Katie from Moona, and Charlie even came in for a day. And I think like before I'd be
it's so nice that that it was just really open process. It was lovely.
Yeah. And there was just like, no.
It's the same. I was the same. I was like, oh no, I need to record and engineer and produce and mix this song, otherwise I'm a failure.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. But I'm just thinking the list of jobs you've just given yourself then, and the amount of time and effort.
I don't know when I decided that was going to be my completely unobtainable goal for life.
Yeah, to do everything.
But recently I've just been like, that's just nonsense.
It's also just like not fun to do.
It's not fun. And even if you do achieve it, there's always stuff that you hate.
Yeah.
And more likely if you've done it all yourself.
Yeah.
In the spirit of collaboration, I want to tell you a bit more about Listen To by Audiomovers. It's the plugin we use for all our remote sessions here at Tape Notes. It allows you to stream your audio in real time, directly from your door to anyone, anywhere in the world, and all in pristine quality. And we're not alone. It's being used on projects by some of the biggest names in the industry. Everyone from Taylor Swift to Lil Nas X to Bring Me the Horizon. And we have a special offer for you. 1 month's free trial instead of the usual 2 days. Just visit audiomovers.com and use the promo code TakeNotes1 at checkout to get your free month and see what the fuss is all about. And now, on with the show.
I think if we'd have done this with the first record, I'd be there with my laptop and being like, oh, and this bit from this demo, this blah, 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 blah. But like, I think I really stepped away from that side of things and was able to be, because there's no need for me to be doing anything on a laptop really when I've got you.
No, but also
in the initial stages,
it's also trusting that if you've got something brilliant from your demo, I'm going to go, give us that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to go, oh, I'm going to try and redo it.
Exactly.
Because I feel insecure.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to go, that's great. Keep that. Do that. Do that. What do you think? Like,
yeah.
It takes a long time to be able to do that.
And I would say that, I would say I've walked into a session kind of recently And it was just like a bunch of guys listening to the song they were producing, and I was like, what's the song about? And the guy who wrote the song was like, no one's asked me that. And I was just like, how are you all trying to produce something and make something, and you're not like, it's so important to have those conversations and be like close with people that you're working with and like have relationships with them, like, and to get the best out of the song. I do think that you just need to, this doesn't apply to all kinds of music.
Still sort of does though.
Yeah, I guess
Even
so.
if you were like making dance music, you'd be like, what's that line about? So that I can, I don't know, find.
It doesn't have to be like the most poignant line in the world, but
at least know what it is.
Yeah. I just think the meaning behind music, like that's the thing that's going to separate AI.
Yeah.
It will take off for a bit and then people get bored because it's not a real person feeling real things and making mistakes in their real lives or making mistakes in their real recordings on their real instruments. Like,
yeah, the nuance is just not going to be.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that is what I've also learned is so important to like, or at least what helps me love my own songs when I write them, is that I'm not cheating with the meaning. I'm being very honest.
Yeah, and you're not writing a song unless you need to.
Yeah, I'm not not writing for the sake of it.
No.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of how we sum that up in a nugget of advice.
Yeah.
But
Well, that was advice, was it?
Yeah.
I guess to not be precious over your own ideas and to be as in touch with the meaning of the song as possible and try and have the most honest representation of that throughout the music.
Totally. You nailed it.
Thanks.
Just notice the
Nailed
fear.
it.
Notice fear.
Notice. Oh,
There you go. 2 words.
excuse me.
Notice fear. Wow.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't sound very good.
Notice fear. I don't know. It's also nice to have another woman in the studio. It really like just balances out the vibes, I feel.
I absolutely love it.
It's, yeah, I've not had it before. I've never really worked. You've obviously worked with Laura, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's
they were both in the last 2 years. I don't think I've really, but then I've always worked with you, so that is different.
So it's different, but it's nice. Yeah, it's just nice to feel.
It really does balance things out. It stops boys from being boys when they shouldn't be.
Especially when there was this like period in between the end and the beginning where it was just me and Chloe kind of, and I was writing, and you obviously get men coming in and out sort of telling you. It always makes me laugh when people try to explain, like a man tries to explain like how a desk works to Chloe, and I'm like, babe, I think she knows about 7,000 times more than you do. Like, and they always patronize. Some like old studio girl will come in and be like, this is an EQ, which is this, and Chloe will be like, and she's always very polite. And it's nice to sort of catch eyes with her and be like, I don't know, it just creates a sense of like someone having your back in a studio. And that's not me saying that you ever do that,
course.
but you know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it makes a big
really
difference.
Nice to not to it's actually nice to be sort of like forgetting about those norms a little bit.
Yeah.
Having worked with not that for a while. And you're like, oh yeah, that was like not very long ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That it was just completely normal that you would only work with men. And it is just wild that is mostly the case.
Mad.
It is just, I remember, the first manager who obviously is not my manager, went for a meeting with, he was like, your USP is that you're a girl, but you can also produce. And I was like, okay, why is that my USP? Like, why would that make, like, because a girl can use a laptop like crazy. And I think, but at the time I wasn't even surprised that he said that. I was like, yeah, cool, I'm a girl and I can also produce. And it's just like, it really should have no bearing, and it is just all societal.